We're going to read some poetry. This is called Like Churchill's Bombers. It's not funny. It's very sad, this one. It's about my aged parents. You'll be crying. We box the undrunk wine, wrapping the bottles in newspaper to muffle the clinking. The old people are already in the car, in their coats and matching caps, unhearing and silent. We drive the coast road home, darkening marshes starred with egrets, black, ragged skeins of geese overhead. That's a poem, that isn't it? Okay, the next thing I'm going to, well actually, I'm going to tell you what the last thing I read is. The last thing I'll read is another poem. In fact, it's the latest poem I've written. It was written in Athens about a couple of weeks ago. So I won't bother introducing that. But the next piece I'm going to read is about, I don't know what it's about. It's Sid Vicious, right, died, I don't know how long ago now. He had the good sense to die young, because he had a fuck life, basically. But in dying young, he enables us to project our fantasies on him, rightly or wrongly. And so this is my fantasy about Sid. And it turns out he's a bit of an existentialist, right? This is called So Sick of Goodbyes, open brackets, Sid, close brackets. That man back there in the past is me. It's not someone else. After all, I recognise myself in that past man. And yet, in the sense that matters right now, that man is not me. That man has good resolutions that speak to him and are persuasive. But those resolutions do not affect me one bit, unless I make now those resolutions anew. I do not find his resolutions affecting me. When John walks into the room, I feel a profound convulsion of repugnance and anger at the sight of him, but I no longer hate him. Seeing John in need produces in me a feeling of distress and anxiety. And that's, of course, unpleasant. If I go to John's aid, however, this will reduce my feeling of distress. It may even produce in me a certain sense of self-satisfaction for being so helpful. And that would be pleasant. And I anticipate these things before I go to John's aid. Nothing does nothing. Nothing nuts. The being by which nothingness comes to the world must be its own nothingness. Consciousness is not what it is, and is what it is not. The crescent moon is the existing. What is lacking is the rest of the moon. The result of adding the crescent moon to the rest of the moon, adding the existing to the lacking, is the lacked. That is, the full moon. I go to the cafe to meet John and look around, but cannot see him, so I conclude that he is not there. Cafe is the backdrop for John's absence. John's absence emerges from the backdrop of the cafe. The essence of the lie implies, in fact, that the liar actually is in complete possession of the truth which he is hiding. Love is much more than love. I am too great for myself. I have become what I was. Eternity changes each man into himself. All this is bad faith. I am not Sid. I am unsid, insid, acid, non-Sid. I am John. I am not John. John is here. John is not here. By being unrestricted and ignorant of prohibitions, I am restriction and prohibition. I am a not and I do not. I noth. I am a perpetual negation, annihilating man. The closer I get to the edge of the cliff, the more obvious it is that nothing prevents me from actually jumping. The literal distance between me and the edge is a symbol of my own freedom. And that is what's so scary, what produces the dizziness, the vertigo, this fear of my own freedom. I have become a character. I have developed inertia. I behave in certain unintended ways. I resist interpretation. Baseness, base. The sound value of the first note collapses into the point value of the gap existing between the first and second notes. Within the gap, the silent point of all possibilities. The structuring dynamics of what happens within the silent gap and the mechanics by which the sound emerges from the point value of the gap, that is the emergence of the sound value of the second note. Thank you. Before I read my last piece, I just want to tell you I've got a book coming out, and it's crap like this in it. It's wonderful. And the launch is on the 9th of November at Rich Mix in Bethnal Green Road in Shoreditch. It's a night of poetry, experimental poetry mainly, called Poem Brut. If you're interested in coming up with it's a great night, it's free, there's lots of different poets there, it's wonderful, it gives you loads of ideas. You can write a book now, if you so care to. I think it's going to cost less than £10, I think. Or you can email me or perhaps John, if you're interested, I'll let you know about it. So this is the last poem, it's called Shrill Music. We bunked into the gardens of paradise, yellowed water reels and Plato's cicadas, while those who have paid their dues pulsate with ideas for an ignorant illumination. We turn spirit to milk and ride peacocks high above the ruins.